talk to us about the state of crafts.
I just told you the state of crafts is when principle breaks down. There is no craft. You have to first instill principle. Craft follows. A man does not know anymore why he is doing it blindly. The ancient craftsman knew that he was recreating. He was not the craftsman. Nobody signed their name to any work of art. God was the inspiration. Saraswati was the inspiration. In Christian science, Cecilia gave you voice, voice. It was Michelangelo Buonarroti who was the first man who signed his name after the Renaissance and said, I did that. Finished. Physical representation follows. I am talking before physical representation. The mystery. When man understood the mystery, he was giving expression to the infinite, silently, speechlessly spoken through his craft. So craft became an icon. That stage is over. All our crafts are in the museums of the planet. Now what we are doing is modern craft. That's another story. They'll have a museum for that also in the future.
Okay. So actually I have very personal direct experience with that, because for 15 years I produced, actually 18 years, I produced furniture without signing it, without identifying it at all. My clients came to me and said, Tucker, please sign your work. Please, 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 please. And because it will bring more value to it.
Value to them.
Value to them and value to the work itself.
Yes, because without value they won't be asking for it.
Exactly.
Now when you go to the marketplace, he's not looking at value. Value is immaterial. Practical purpose is the only purpose of art. Today, what are we having? We have all these things on our walls. It's called art. Here you have got art.
Right.
Now here we have got in this, the four quarters, the triangle, the diamond. I can look at this and say, this is the totality of art. There is nothing more to say. There's no purpose. Just to awaken the intelligence to the infinite possibilities. Clients, Tucker, I have no moral value or judgments. If a thing you create gets $100,000, I am delighted you will return to see me with 5 more bottles of champagne.
Exactly.
So why should I, that's another story. I don't, when the great Ananda Kumaraswamy, somebody wrote to him and said, I am writing a book. It's a book, story of your life, autobiography. Can you please send us all information? And he wrote back saying, I am hardly interested in my story. I have long forgotten most of the details. If you are interested in what my work is about, I will take time off from my busy schedule to tell you what I stand for. But human portraiture is all impermanent, asvargya. So why should I be concerned with what is unimportant?
Let's talk about the river.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, again, as human beings we enter an environment, and certainly this is paradise, Sri Lanka, and we disturb it.
Everywhere is paradise.
Everywhere.
We are carrying what we carry in the head.
Yes.
So wherever we are going, we destroy it in our head first.
Yes. Okay. But we have a potential here with a country that has been raped of its trees and their barren hillsides. They can be planted and have the experience of the awakening of the paradise once again through replanting, through the caring of the hillsides and the forest. How is that actually brought about? How can you see that happening?
What we are doing in Koslanda is just that. Because you can't just plant trees. That is a mechanical exercise. Everybody is doing it. I had a man here a few days ago telling me he was the largest importer of insecticide and pesticide in this country through a Swiss pharmaceutical company for 25 years, 30 years. And in his part-time, he started the Sri Lankan Nature Protection Society. Now, 30 years later, when one expects him to be older and wiser, he's talking about growing mahogany and teak.
Yeah.
Depletes the entire resources of the earth.
Yeah. So,
you know, you have to come back to building lives. People will plant trees.
yes.
Trees can't plant people. We must start with people, and we start with people. People become custodians, not owners
Yes.
of the forest. Now, initially in Sri Lanka, forests, cattle, children were considered wealth. Our wealth was that. Forests, children, cattle. We have to redefine wealth, not in terms of these rupees and cents or dollars and cents with that great note "In God We Trust" with the Masonic eye. No, we are not talking that. We are talking of taking communities and strengthening them so that they will grow their trees.
Yeah.
Not a magosa tree and a teak tree. It may be a forest of 5,000 trees. The story of the Buddha.
Exactly.
The story of the Buddha in his deathbed. What is the remedy? Jivaka was asked, the doctor. And he said the remedy is a plant that is of no use to man. If you can find a tree or a plant that is of no use to man, that will make him well. Of course, there is no such plant. No? So he died. Every single tree, every single living thing is of some use, which is why it is as it is. Man, with his limited knowledge, tries to improve things. In his tiny short space of life, 50 years, 60 years, 170 years, some people get to 100 years, they think they can alter the whole planet. Jesus came, Buddha came, Muhammad came, what have they done? Sun rises, sun sets. The world is exactly as it was in the beginning. They have only created more confusion. People fighting over labels. So we achieve nothing. We create nothing. We have nothing to create, really. We are without any purpose. But if we thought so, everybody will lie down and do nothing. So we have to have a story. So we are smart, we must know it is a story that is driving us. And dance with the story, have a good time with the story. Don't feel guilty, but don't con ourselves that there is a purpose, that we are doing something great. We need an enlightened society, I agree with you. An enlightened society will look after the trees. We are seeking that enlightened society. We want that enlightened society to come here because we are in the mecca of ignorance, mecca of mediocrity here. Paradise has been turned into the land where every time the Buddha came to Lanka, he came to find demons fighting in the marketplace as to who would sit on the gem-studded throne. Buddha only came to settle that squabble